The Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show.
Boss in the Sauce Show. Here we go.
Where did my notes go?
We got Penn State, Purdue.
We got Penn State versus Purdue. Penn State's a -3. The over-under is 54.5. You let me go ahead and open it up, Big Ragoo, and then you can go ahead and put yours in because I got a bunch of notes written down.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is a conference opener right here. So that's a lot different. So James Franklin, 9th year, Jeff Brom, 6th year, 2-season veteran coaches going at it. On the Penn State side, they struggled rushing offensively in 2021, 107 yards per game, 25 points per game. On the defensive side, at linebacker, they only got one returner, and that area over there needs a little assistance. In the secondary, it needs plenty of assistance back there as well. But on the brighter side of things, like we said, Manny Diaz comes in on defense. The D-line returns a couple from injury. They gain a 5-star recruit, Dana Sutton. And then on offense, the wide receivers is made up of a few good men. They're going to kind of do it by committee. At running back, they got 5 or 4 recruits that show promise. Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, some top star recruits as well. And the QB in the situation in this one, they return super senior, Sean Clifford. So he's a super senior coming back. And that means a lot nowadays, especially with the extra COVID year and all that good stuff. Now let's jump over to the Purdue side of things. And some good things to say about Purdue. And my sheet's so lit up because I got that in yellow. I can barely see it. But anyways, at quarterback, they get Aiden O'Connell, who returns for his senior year as well. So we got 2 senior quarterbacks going against each other. The offensive line returns 3 and was impressive in the string game. At running back, they got some good returners plus some transfers. At wide receiver, they lost plenty of talent, but they stacked that tight end as well. Mm-hmm. In defense, they're returning 9 on defense. Say it again. They're returning 9 on defense. All units except the linebacker return seniors as well, and they look very solid on defense. They have co-defensive coordinators, and you'll see a few teams that do this as well, Ron English and Mark Hagan. And the last year defense wasn't bad to start off with. They only allowed 22 points a game, 157 on the ground, 208 in the air. And I think basically they can do the same. If at minimum, they'll do the same on defense as they did last year, but I'm expecting them to step it up a couple more notches, maybe slow down the run a little bit more, and clutch up on the passing just as they've been doing so far. So what do you feel about these two teams going together right here?
Yeah, without a doubt, 2 good senior quarterbacks, right? Like Clifford, he's like the all-time leader between yardage and percentages, completion at Penn State. I think we have like 3 quarterbacks throw for over 7,500 yards. He's one of them. Their struggles is in the run game. Ever since Barkley's been gone, Saquon, New York Giant, they got some really young running backs. They got a freshman and a sophomore, and they were like, I think they were ranked 118th nationally in a Big Ten school. That's really shocking. They have relied heavily on the pass with Clifford, so they have to clean up a lot of stuff on the running game. And they're talking like they have 4 possible. They haven't even had their starting backfield yet because I guess they got a recruit. I'm trying to look the kid's name up. I had it written down. I thought, anyways, I don't know what the hell I did with it, but anyways, they got to recruit a highly ranked recruit. A true freshman that they said they might start. They said he's like a big playmaker. I don't know if he's like lightning in a bottle like Barkley, but seemed like a little bigger kid, flash some speed, stuff like that. So. They definitely need to get their running game going. So that's their big. And then I think the other reason for their trouble that run is because they've had some really issues on the offensive line, especially the left side, and they're going to have that continue happen this year. It looks like again because they have a freshman and sophomore to fill the gaps on the left side. So they're going to have to tighten up the offensive line, which starts in the trenches for the run game. So they got to figure some things out. Defensively, they've been pretty good. They've been giving up like 17 points a game. That's number 2 in the conference and 6 nationally. So they don't have the issues, and then their struggles do come from a gambling perspective on the road. They always seem to Franklin has been known not to cover games on the road, and then they got to go to play at Purdue. And Purdue, what can we say about this team here? Braum, he's been ranked 1 and 2 in every offensive category in passing in the Big Ten. So that's all this team does is pass. They do not run the football. They don't run by choice. I don't know. It just seems like if you go back and look at what their running backs did, and I checked this out, they scored 6 touchdowns in a combination of 3 running backs. That's all, and everything else was a passing touchdown the whole season. So they only scored 6 TDs the whole season running. So I mean, just 8. Let's see. Yeah, last year they got 6 TDs running. That's all. But they're getting about 22 points a game, and they finished up, nicely. What was surprising is that bowl game they played against Tennessee. They finished out with that strong win. They won 48-45. This is a team that scores about 22 points a game on average, even though they have strong offensive numbers passing. In defense, they're right there. Defensively, they have a pretty decent defense. So I think Penn State might be in a little bit of trouble here in this spot, even though they're favored to go and win. Unless they clean things up with the running game, they might be in trouble in this spot here. That's all I'm saying. This could be a good win right out of the gate early in the conference. I don't have confidence in either side first game out, but if you held a gun in my head, I would probably say I have to take the points in Purdue here.
Yeah, I would love to. I really lean Purdue plus the points, but and this is not like a whiteout game or nothing in Penn State. Like there's a lot of advantage to Purdue, but I don't understand the line. And then yet I do understand the line, but I don't understand the line. So it's not my favorite pick. This will be a tough position to be in. Yeah, to have a pick right here.
I'm definitely not going to play this game, but if I had to lean away, I would have to lean towards the home team and the points here. Just because they had the better record, they got the better. I think they have the better passing game a little bit defensively. I'd probably say Penn State's probably a little bit better defensively. But like I say, outside of Happy Valley taking their show on the road, I would. And then as good as Purdue plays offensively and, mediocre defense against a struggling Penn State offense, we'll see what they bring to the table this year.
Yeah, if I had to take a play on this one, I'm going to go with the over on this one.
You like the over?
And even though they struggle, I'm expecting all the surprise to come out on the offensive side because they know that's where they need to do better on. So, and I really like Purdue's offense. I think they'll do really good. The line was really impressive. So with a good offensive line, 2 senior quarterbacks, I expect them to both get the teams in the end zone some way, somehow. I probably would sit on it and see if everybody, if the line gets away, or if I get it to come down a little more, if people start feeling the under more and get it down to a solid maybe 1.5, 53, it'll be real good. But
yeah,
even how it is,
defense is really good though too.
Yeah,
passing D is really good.
Yeah, but this was a tough game. But it's one of the better games on the card for the 0 week. I didn't want to be on here capping Incarnate World against, Montana State. So I had to bring in some of the better games. But if you had to take a pick for me, then I'm going to lean on the side of this one on, because there's senior leadership that they can get them into the end zone, and I would take the over in this one. And sometimes in college football, people always think we some real crazy people for betting college football. But sometimes in college football, you got to have a lot of mottos and a lot of home bases to go to, because when you in a situation like this, and I had to take a point right here, it's a motto of mine to say, two senior quarterbacks should get the team in the end zone, and that's how I lean on the over on this one. But not a play I'm gonna get to the window with. Let me take us to another one. What I got?